Kotoko are largely fine. We understand that a couple of players are still at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital together with the coach of the club, Steve Pollack, but most have been discharged. We also understand that the Premier League board have said that the game between Hearts and Kotoko, that will be in Kumasi, Kotoko, and Hearts on Sunday will not happen, but the rest of the league matches will be honored on Saturday. Right now, we get a quick update from Alex Akume, the vice chairman of the Ghana League Clubs Association, on the state of things, and then we do our second matter of the day. Mr. Alex Akume, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time.
Good afternoon, Barry.
Yes, so the Ghana League Clubs Association have come into the spotlight again because this accident happened after a midweek match when Kotoko had to travel at night so that they could get to Kumasi, start training in time for their big game with Heart of Oak. Do you think the GHALCA and its executives should probably relook at the midweek fixtures and whether it should come on at all?
Thank you, Gary, for having me. Good afternoon to your viewers and listeners. Before I speak on that show, let me extend my listening to Asante Kotoko, my condolences to the family of the bereaved, and wish the players and the critical team and the family a speedy recovery. And we pray for God guardian. Sorry, to come back to your question, it's very difficult to say we should stop the midweek or we should continue, because midweek has been part of our calendar for years, and all over Europe, all over the world, midweek is part of it. But I believe that the question is, do we have to rush back to our base and at midnight, because the drivers are human beings as we are. We have traveled with clubs, with our teams several years. We all fall asleep, and the driver alone will be driving till morning. So it's a matter of a decision by every club who decides to still stay overnight and go the next day, or book a flight, or whatever.
But Mr. Alex Akume, the immediate answer to that is, if a team plays on Wednesday and gets to their base on Wednesday evening, surely it's another rest day for them. So it's not like if they move the following day, it's beneficial in any way, because if they move the following day, chances are they'll get to their bases on Thursday evening and they'll have only one day to train. Yeah, you understand. So it's not like it's Kotoko's fault.
No, I'm not blaming Kotoko. I'm not saying.
No, I'm saying it's not like it's the team's fault because they have to travel.
Yeah, no, and all the same, it's not the association or the PLB or whoever organizes the league. It's part of our calendar, as I said. Our means of traveling in Africa or in part of our world is sometimes it's difficult, as you all know. In Europe, trains work soft and safely, flight move in and out, day in and out. And in our part of the world, sometimes it's very difficult in terms of traveling situations. So maybe with this particular case, we can go back to and review our midweek matches. I mean, sometimes we feel, some of our club members, we feel for a while that the clubs who are the north, you have to travel down, up within 2-3 days, but they still manage to be in the Premier League. We all know about the difficulties, but you have to flee the league on time. But in this case, our calendar always shifts, or always must be squeezed.
So basically, what you are saying is that as a vice chairman of GHALCA, there's nothing you can do. We still have to play midweek matches.
We can go back and review. It's about the calendar. If you can have a straight calendar, we all know me and you are in this country. We fight our protests, we go to court, and we end up squeezing our clubs to play midweeks so that we can meet the calendar.
Okay.
If everything is organized professionally, done accurately, and we start a league as we all learn from our other European countries, September 17th or August 18th, it will end 25th May. No midweek, we can go for it. But we squeeze our calendar, we end up squeezing the players, squeezing the teams. We all know the financial burdens too. And we have to consider all those things. If the calendar is straight, we can reconsider all these things.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Alex Akume. We appreciate your time. Right. So that's from the Ghana League Clubs Association. It's a matter that we'll keep talking about as this matter goes on. The second thing we want to look at involves the non-participation of Ghana at a very, very important youth championships. It's the IAAF Youth Championships. It's happening in Nairobi in Kenya. If countries are serious about the transition from being childhood athletes or teenage athletes to being world beaters, it is at this stage that they have to be. Think of it of an under-20 World Cup or under-20 African Cup, but Ghana is not there. We have a Ghanaian sports journalist who is in Nairobi to give us an update on what has been going on so far and what Ghana is missing. Godfred Akoto-Boafo is there. And Godfred, good evening, your time. Hello, Godfred. Hello, Godfred, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Gary. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you for your time. So, tell us a bit about these youth championships. Everybody in the world has been talking about it, except here because we are not participating.
Well, yeah, Kenyans have been very happy about it. They've been looking for an opportunity to stage an event like this. And if you look at the preparation that went into it in terms of the organization, the facilities, security, I think that they've organized a fantastic World Championship. They were really, really vested in this. This might not be a major championship. It's an under 18 World Championships, but the quality has not been let down. They did not, let anything pass them by. Kenya, I must say, has staged a world-class competition. The only letdown has been the weather. Yesterday, opening day, it rained heavily. They had to postpone a couple of their field events, and basically that's been it. Second thing has been the crowds. Primarily because they started on a weekday. They're expecting the crowds to pick up over the weekend. So yesterday they had a good crowd. Today it wasn't too much of a good crowd.
So what is Ghana missing by not being there?
Well, I think Ghana is missing an opportunity to test itself. And it's been disappointing, not having Ghana and Nigeria here. Because Nigeria had a very, very talented group of athletes, some of whom were amongst the leading medal contenders for this particular event. They also could not make it because of money. And I feel that what we are missing is an opportunity to test our best young talent against the best young talents in the world. At least to give them a certain opportunity to see where they are with regards to their development, whether they are going along with the rest of the world. But you miss this opportunity. Now, most of them might not get the preparation required of a big event. This is a preparatory ground. Yeah. Fantastic facilities, good crowd, appreciable competition. These are the things that a young athlete would normally wish for. Unfortunately, Nigeria could not make it, and the Kenyans and the Jamaicans and the South Africans are definitely enjoying it.
Interesting indeed. So, over the next week or so, give us an idea of what kind of event we should be looking out for, and if there are some names we should be looking out for as well as the potential world beaters of the coming years.
Oh, definitely. I was with a 16-year-old girl from Kenya called Chariot, who runs the 5,000 and 3,000. Now she's running the 3,000 at this event. That was yesterday. She completed the field. Now she's 16 years old, but heavily favored and very popular because she had won a silver medal at the 20 championship. So she came in and being the favorite. Then we can talk about a young man who's running the 100 meters from South Africa, called Lemar. His first name I cannot pronounce. It's very long. You know how these South Africans do it. But his last name is very easy, Lemar. He won the 100 meters yesterday, very, very fast. South Africa seems to be producing a good number of decent sprinters these days. You have Akines Mbine, who is competing in the senior level.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have to talk about the Jamaicans. In the 110-meter hurdles, there's a 17-year-old boy called Deja Russell, who does the 110-meter hurdles. And Gary, you need to see this kid to believe just how fast he is. Now, at 17 years old, he participated in the Senior Jamaican Championship, which was won by the world's best Ian McLeod at that distance. And this young boy placed third. So it tells you his pedigree. Then there is a 15-year-old girl who is absolutely dominant in the 100 and 200. She's called Kivona Davis. Yesterday, the rain was worrying everybody except this girl. She ran international times. She ran a very, very decent time, and she's expected to win the 100 and 200 meter double. So, Gary, these are a couple of the names that are dominating here. And over the weekend, especially Saturday and Sunday, that is when a lot of the Blue Ribbon events will come to it, especially for the girls.
Yeah.
And also a lot of the long distance events will come. And that's where the Kenyans expect to build up on their medal count. So that is what we have happening here in Nairobi.
Thank you very much, Godfred Akoto-Boafo. We appreciate your time. He works for the Business Insider SSA in Nairobi. And that's it for the sport. We will be back, or I will be back at 8:20 with the Sport on Prime. We have more interviews. I'll be taking you live to Wimbledon to get an update on what's happening from there, and also live to Manchester for the latest in the transfer window.